Two games that shaped my childhood and view on video games include The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and, you guessed it, Final Fantasy VII. Whoa, you're so deep, NintenBro? What a hot take. What, did you like Disney World too? Or Nickelodeon? Or Fruit Roll? Okay, so it's not that profound. But they're popular for a reason, right? Anyway, if Ocarina showed me just how epic the video game quest could be, taking you from a puny slingshot-wielding kid to a bow and arrow-wielding teenager with tights, Final Fantasy VII pushed the envelope in terms of just how engaging, complex, and emotionally moving a video game's narrative could be. I mean, it's got a plotline with exhilarating twists and turns, stakes as high as the world exploding, deeply intricate characters with their own unique personalities and motivations, and of course, crazy hair everywhere. This is a game that showed the world that video games had the same merit in telling stories as did other big mediums like TV or even movies. I mean, think about it. Which story would you rather hear about? An ex-war hero gone mad at the discovery of the circumstances of his own birth, who in response attempts to become a god by destroying the planet and fusing with its energy, and the world's only hope is a band of colorful misfits. Or an FBI agent dressing up as an old fat lady to bust a small crime syndicate. You know what, that's harder than I thought. That might be a tie. Point is, I've loved this game for over 20 years, and I haven't just been waiting for 4 years to play the remake. Oh no. Remember this? Yeah, when that thing dropped, I was like... And then they said that this was purely a tech demo, and there was actually no intention to remake Final Fantasy VII at all. Oh God, at that point I was like, no, God! No, God, please, no! No! Put another way, playing a fully fleshed out remake of Final Fantasy VII with killer next-gen graphics and voice acting, well, it's a dream come true. And now that I've played the crap out of it and beat it, I have some thoughts, people. Do I have some thoughts? All right. Yeah, it was really good. But I do have some problems with it as well. Let's start with the positive first, shall we? First off, frickin' look at this thing. Just look at it! Look at it! I want all of you to look at it! It's gorgeous. No way around it. If you had told me Final Fantasy VII could look like this when I was 8, I would have asked you if your brain was full of Cheeto dust. It's truly a pleasure to look at, and I would find myself occasionally pulling over to the side just to awe at the fleshed out backgrounds and characters. This lends itself to my next point. Midgar has never felt like such a living and breathing metropolis. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that this means we'll have to play it in episodic installments, but if it means a more fleshed out and engaging story, I'm okay with it. Though this comes with its drawbacks too, which we'll get to, trust me. Helping drive the story is the incredible voice acting by the cast. I thought before that I sympathized with these characters through their dialogue via text and battle animations, but good lord, it's a whole different experience to have their thoughts and feelings expressed directly to the player via a top-notch voice cast. It was like getting to truly know an old friend and being able to appreciate them through a new lens. I particularly enjoyed Cloud and Tifa's voices. Though admittedly Barrett's over-the-top and sometimes goofy commentary and Aerith's extra goody-goody and playful catchphrases did wear on me a bit. Like Barrett, how many times are you going to tell an enemy to suck on this? Suck on this! Suck on this! Suck on this! Finally, I thought the combat system was surprisingly great. As an RPG purist, after seeing some of the demos, I was nervous that it would be clunky, repetitive, and deviate too much from the original. But I quickly found the system to be incredibly fun and satisfying, with each character having their own unique strengths, weaknesses, abilities, and various weapons, each with their own purpose. It never got dull to me, and I was happy to find that materia still worked largely the same way as it did in the original, with unique sets and builds still allowing you to play the game in accordance with your own play style. Some of the most fun I had was experimenting with different materia combinations, which net me fun and sometimes even surprising rewards in battle. But, of course, there are some things I don't like, which I think can be summed up with this.
This sucks.
As I mentioned earlier, Midgar is more fleshed out, but that does occasionally mean more fluff and terrible pacing. Yeah, I can appreciate getting to know new citizens of Midgar to get a better idea and feel for what the city's actually like. But no matter how you serve it to me, man, I don't give a crap about Johnny. Stop giving me Johnny. I don't want Johnny.
Pitch to Johnny? You can't pitch to Johnny. I'm Johnny.
Oftentimes, I would play through an exhilarating chapter. Battle, puzzles, cutscenes, boss battle, fight, sick scene, to then be punished by being told that there are several stupid kids that need to be found. Not only did these always feel like a slog, but it's really hard for me to suspend my disbelief for the sake of video game convenience. In other words, just because Tifa told me I now have some time to do some tasks, I never really believed that Barrett, Tifa, and Cloud would stop to help out some people in Sector 5 for 4 hours when they just told Elmira that they're going to save Aerith from being experimented on by the psychotic Hojo. It just doesn't work for me. This felt like an attempt to shoehorn in open world elements into an otherwise linear narrative, and it felt really out of place and just ugh. Last, I hate to say it, but I really did not like the ending. I know people have had mixed opinions on that. Personally, I don't care if you change the story too much here and there, but the function of the whispers just really bothers me. If you didn't know, they essentially serve as the meta element of the story, coming in to ensure that the story of the original Final Fantasy VII stays on track. For example, they revive Barrett when Sephiroth pokes him too hard, and they pull Hojo away when he nearly reveals to Cloud that he was never actually a soldier. Stuff like that. To me, they feel not so much as an element of the story, but rather a method by which the developers can talk to the player directly. And that just really kills the stakes for me and takes me right out of the experience. I mean, how would you like it if during the Aladdin remake, when Jafar is in an epic battle with Aladdin and Jasmine, the movie just pauses and the producer comes on and says, yeah, so you guys probably remember Aladdin defeating Jafar here, but this time around, we're going to give Jasmine a solo song, and maybe the outcome will be different. It might not be, I don't know. Okay, resume the film. Not only that, but Sephiroth and Aerith somehow being aware of the events of the other timeline just sort of feels kind of dumb. Like we're not all experiencing this thing together as a unit, but we're viewing the adventure from an outside lens. Overall, though, I really enjoyed my time with the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm stoked for Part 2 in give or take 7 years. Okay, so it has been a while, but I guess I'm back. And I recognize the irony that I came back playing a not Nintendo game, given my name, but here we are. Anyway, have you played the original or the remake? Let me know your thoughts on either in the comments below. Feel free to drop a like, subscribe, or, even a kissy kiss. And I'll see you in the next one.